Hey guys, it's Lainey, and today I'm doing a book haul, and this book haul is special because one, I got a lot of things to show you. Also, it was my birthday, October 3rd, so I got some books from my friends and I'm very grateful for that, so I can't wait to show you guys what those were. So I'm looking at these books now and I feel like I had more books to show you guys that I've been hoarding for a while because a lot of you guys know I'm doing the read 5 before you buy. Because I've been doing it for 10 months now, I've kind of gone away from like needing to buy books right after I read 5 of them. So for some reason, like, I haven't been buying books a whole lot these past few times. I just like counted my track that I'm on, and I've read 10 books already and I haven't bought any books in between. So I'm loving this practice that I've been doing because I've cut back on buying books so much this year. That's my little plug before I show you guys a shit ton of books. So first I'm going to show you guys some pre-orders. Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. I've seen this on Twitter a whole lot and I saw a lot of buzz about it during BEA, but I never got an ARC and I was sad about that. This is like a YA historical Western, and I haven't read any books like that, so I'm very excited to read this, and I kind of want to read this and Walk Unearth a Stranger by Ray Carson kind of combined together because they're both like Westerns. This one is where the girl disguises herself as a boy and starts traveling with this group to kind of get to the other side of the country, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I know she dresses up as a boy. I completely forgot I pre-ordered it, and it didn't come on the release date. It came like a few days after that, and I'm like, what's this? And I opened it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I did pre-order that a while ago. And my second pre-order of the month was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I already read this book. I read this book back in July and I have a non-spoiler book review on it on my channel. I'll link it down below so you guys can check that out. I'm so glad I have the finished copy, and I'll be going to YALLFest in November this year, so I'm going to be getting this one signed, and all my Leigh Bardugo books are going to be signed, and that's just an exciting thing for me because I really love her. The next two books I'm going to show you guys were ARCs that were sent to me. The Rest of Us Still Live Here by Patrick Ness. This was sent to me by HarperCollins. There's been a lot of buzz about this book, especially at BEA. That's like all I ever heard about. This will be the first Patrick Ness book I read, because I feel like I'd read this one before I'd read The Knife of Never Letting Go. What the Chaos Walking trilogy series. Also today I just got These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly. This was sent to me by Penguin. It comes out in October, so it comes out this month, and what I know about it is kind of like a historical creepy thriller where this girl's father is killed by cleaning his pistol, so you know there's something going on there, and it's kind of like a mystery of that. The next books I received from Penguin Teen, so thank you Penguin Teen for sending me these books. I really appreciate it. The first two books I have to show you guys is The Young Elites and The Rose Society, both by Marie Lu. I got sent The Young Elites in exchange for creating a tag inspired by this book. That is, of course, the Villain Squad tag, which I'll link down below, and you guys should do it because it was a ton of fun. And then, of course, The Rose Society is the sequel to this book, which comes out October 13th. Penguin also sent me Blue Voyage by Diana Wren. This book is so up my alley. This girl goes on vacation with her diplomatic father to Turkey, and she's kind of like an adrenaline junkie, and she kind of gets like caught up in like this antique smuggling ring. To me, that just like, it's like The Mummy blending with National Treasure, and then you put it in Turkey. This seems like such a great, like, thrilling heist adventure, and I love those kind of stories. The last book Penguin sent me was Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, which is selected short stories by April Genevieve Chuchok, who wrote Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and there's a bunch of authors on here that I really like Leigh Bardugo, Marie Lu, Carrie Ryan, and a bunch of other authors as well that some of them I haven't read, most of them I heard of. I'm reading this also for my October TBR of spookiness. Next, I'm going to get onto the books I got for my birthday. My friend Kayla from Bookadoodles, who I've been friends with since the beginning of my booktube channel, she sent me 2 graphic novels that I'm so excited to read. First one is Morning Glories. Why do I feel like she said it's like Gossip Girl meets Lost? And don't quote me on that, but I swear that's what she told me. I'm excited to read this because she really, really loves this series. And the second graphic novel she sent me was Sex Criminals Volume 2. I read the first volume for this book back in July, so I'm very, very excited to get back into this world and kind of go through and read what happens to it, because one of my favorite female characters ever is the main character here. I've said this before, but it's really hard for me to connect with characters in graphic novels, but I really connected with her. So the next book that was sent to me was from Sam on Thoughts from Tomes, so thank you, Sam, for sending me this book. When I opened her gift, I laughed because she was the reason why I put this book on my wish list to begin with, because Riley told me that Sam read this and she really liked it, and that is Stray by Rachel Vincent. This is an urban fantasy series. This is the first book. I don't know much about it. The only reason why I put it on my wish list to begin with is because Riley recommended it to me and said Sam liked the first book, and I'm looking for another urban fantasy series after I binge read the Dark Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. This was just one of the ones that Riley threw out at me, so I put it on my wish list. If you guys have any suggestions for urban fantasy series, please tell me down below. I'd really, really like some more recommendations. And from the feedback that I got for when I talked about the Dark Fever series, a lot of you guys are reading urban fantasy series, and I just want you guys to suggest them to me. The next book I have to show you guys is from Jessie the Reader, and thank you, Jessie, for sending me this. And that book is The Novice by Taryn Matheru. I've been keeping my eye on this book for like so long after I first heard of it, because it just seems like a really great fantasy book, and I just want to read a really good fantasy book. I was so happy when I opened this book and I saw it was this one, because it's like one of those books that like you keep seeing but for some reason you don't buy it. The next set of books I have to show you guys are from Jillian from Bookish and Nerdy, so thank you, Jillian, for sending me these books. She spoiler alerted me on one of the books that she got me, and that is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. The thing is, I started The Raven Boys during Rainbowthon, but then I had to read another book first, so I had to put that one on hold, and I was only like about 30 pages into The Raven Boys, which I was really enjoying. I'm really excited to read this. I'm like going to keep these books pressed, because Scholastic makes the suckiest paperbacks in all the land. I've like kept this book between the two other books she got me, and it's already starting to like crinkle. Why? This is what The Raven Boys looks like after 30 pages read. I can't imagine what this book's gonna look like at the end. Like, look at that. Scholastic, get your shit together. She also sent me Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane. This book has to do with libraries. I don't want to say that because it sounds lame, but what's funny is that I actually got this book for Kayla for her birthday, and now Jillian got me this book for my birthday, so now it's just like I have to read it. And then finally, Jillian also got me Never Never by Brianna R. Shroom. And the funny thing is that right before she sent me this, I was looking at it at Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, oh, I want to get that because it's pirates. That's like all I was thinking, and I'm like, I'll just wait. I just don't want to get it right now. And then like the next day, you know, she sent it to me for my birthday. I don't know much about this book. All I know is that it is a Peter Pan retelling or continuation or something or prequel. I don't know. It just has to do with Peter Pan. The next two things I got were from Riley Marie, and she actually sent me my first Funko Pop figurine thing, and she just fucking dropped it. Okay, it's good. But she got me the Buffy Funko Pop, which Buffy is like my favorite TV show, my favorite character ever. She was like such a role model for me when I was younger, growing up. I didn't get rid of the box because you know what? When I was 10, I would have thrown this away. Why do I feel like I need to keep the box? So she'll be there between my two favorite series. And the book she got me was Queen of Sunday by Sherry Ficklin. I actually don't know that much about this series. All I saw was like one reviewer reviewed it on Goodreads, and I like was drawn to that review. The cover kind of looks like a Selection-esque cover, and I don't want that to put you off because it's kind of put me off. It's like a reimagined timeline of Imperial Russia and this girl that goes there, and there's just like Russia and Russian men, and that's all I really needed to hear for me to want to read this book. There's a lot of good reviews for this on Goodreads as well. The last two books I have to show you guys are books that I got from my parents. This is a book that I picked out when my stepmom and my dad came down to visit me for my birthday. Iced by Karen Marie Moning. This is the continuation of the Dark Fever series, but following a different character. I really hate this cover. Like, I loved the covers of the Dark Fever series. I think they're just so simple and pretty. Why have to put a chest on here? I'm like waiting to get burned, which is the book after this one, because it's getting a new cover in November, so I'm gonna wait to order it. So like, this is gonna be like seriously the most out of place book in this series for me. What we do for physical copies. The last book I got, my mom got me when she came down and saw me. The House of Shattered Wings by Aliette de Bedard. This is an adult fantasy science fiction novel. I actually saw this on Jillian from Bookish and Nerdy's channel. I read the first line and then I'm like, this is the book I want. The first line of the synopsis is, in the late 20th century, the streets of Paris are lined with haunted ruins, the aftermath of a great war between arcane powers. That's all I needed to hear. If you see the cover in the background, there's the Eiffel Tower. It has to do with like angels and demons, but also magic and alchemists. I'm really excited to read this book. I don't know when I'm reading it. This seems like a good December book. Maybe it's just because of the cover. Those are all the books I got since my last book haul, plus for my birthday. So thank you everybody that sent me books. I really, really loved them. Have you guys read any of these books that I showed in this video? If you did, let me know. I want to know your opinion on them. I hope you guys all have a really great day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!